You sometimes forget that social media isn't real.
Personally, I like social media, but once I put down my phone, I come back to reality. It's not, we are all taught when you're growing up, jealousy is a bad thing. When you see other people that have that, those parts of you that have like insecurities about it, you like reach here, will tell you, oh, see, this person has it, you don't have it yet.
What do you sit and be like, I need this more in my life? For me, it has to do with mental quietness. Up here is always quite noisy. I'm either arguing with myself, or I'm chastising myself, or I'm shouting at myself right within. Most of the things on social media aren't real. Coming from a content creator, it's planned. Everything is planned. Hi bandmates, and to my new viewers, hi guys, I'm Abby, a student doctor based in Nigeria, currently in her 4th year of studies, and you are welcome to ABW Therapy Session, a series on this channel where we talk about everything related to life within and outside of medical school. And today I'm here with a colleague of mine. What's your name?
Ogechi.
And we are going to be talking about a topic that is the true meaning of happiness. We're going to be talking about things related to happiness in general in our lives, and also in the lives of people we are seeing on social media and the likes. Let's jump right straight into the video. As a tradition on this channel, I usually ask a question. I ask everyone that comes on this channel a particular question. What's your highest moment so far throughout this year? Like, what's the highest you've been happiest so far throughout this year?
My highest moment this year so far will be getting my first job. Getting my first salary. That will be my highest moment this year.
Yeah, it made you feel to be responsible.
Made me feel independent, so it was a nice feeling.
That's nice. What about your lowest moment so far?
My lowest moment this year will be getting a test score that I didn't expect.
Understandable. For me, my highest moment so far is ending the exam we've been going through. Like, I was anticipating the exam ending, because it has taken forever. We've been writing exams. I just needed a break. So that has been my highest moment so far. And my lowest moment so far also is related to the test, unexpected scores. It happens in medical school, but we move regardless. Do you sometimes forget that social media isn't real? Like, you're caught up in the moment of viewing, like, you kind of forget that this might actually not be real.
Personally, I like social media, but I'm not like into social media, so that doesn't come up for me.
Really?
Yes, I just, when you're in it, if you're shouting, you shout. If you're laughing, you laugh. You get, but like once I put down my phone, I come back to reality. It's not really hard for me to dissociate from it.
Nice. Me, I used to forget, maybe when I was younger, but now I'm not as deep as I was before in social media. Before, I used to be like, I can get lost an entire day. I'll spend my entire day on social media doing nothing. I had more time on my hands then than I have now, because now I'm more preoccupied. If it's not schoolwork, is another thing that is taking my time, or YouTube or something like that. So I really do have time for that. So it's like when I come on social media, because of the responsibilities I have, I don't even have time to think about whether it's real or not. I just need a shot of dopamine at that moment, and when it's done, it's done. And do you sometimes get jealous of your friends? And if you do, how do you handle the emotion?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And at first, it was hard because we are all taught when you're growing up, especially if you're in a Christian home, jealousy is a bad thing.
Yeah.
So the first few times I really experienced it, it took me by surprise. One thing I've come to understand is, especially when you have a goal for yourself, ambitions for yourself, when you see other people that have that, a part of you, although it depends on who you are, your makeup, but a part of you, those parts of you that have like insecurities about it, you like reach here, will tell you, oh, see, this person has it, you don't have it yet. But what I've come to understand is that once you know yourself, you know what you're about, you realize that, oh, this person's journey is different from mine. The fact that this person has this at this point does not mean I will never have this.
Exactly.
Once you get that, you just see it and you're like, oh, okay, I'm happy for you. And sometimes that person can now be your link to that thing.
Yeah.
That person can be your stepping stone to that thing. So I experienced it, and how I do it is I just tell myself, well, it's good, it's fine that this person has this. Keep on working on what you're working on, keep on doing your own journey, you'll get there eventually.
That's really nice. For me, I had to actually work on that jealousy part for myself, because it was like there was a phase I was in that whenever I get jealous, I shut out that person from my life. You get, let me say, if I'm jealous of someone now and I'm viewing their status, by the time I view their status, I'm triggered. So the next instinct is to actually block them or just mute their status. It usually doesn't help me, because if I eventually decide to bring them back into my life, I still notice that emotion
It's still
is
there because you never dealt with it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what I came to understand is that I actually need to face this, because there is no way in this world that I will see someone that is doing better than me.
That's
and
true.
me running away from it, there is no way I'm going to say I'm going to run away from it, that I'm not going to meet someone else that might trigger the emotion. So what I came to understand, I heard somewhere where someone said something like, if something good is happening to people around you and it's not happening to you yet, you should not be upset. You should just be happy, because God is in your neighborhood.
Exactly.
Meaning that you have the ability to tap into those people's blessings. It's just horrible when everybody around you is not doing well around you. Then it's like a curse. But even if you're not doing so well, but people around you they are doing so well, then
you need to appreciate it for them.
That means there's an opportunity for
that you can get there.
Exactly. So that's it. What do you need more? What do you sit and be like, I need this more in my life at this point in time?
But there you're going to have to be specific, because I'm a 20-something-year-old girl. I need a lot of things.
Well, aside from the basic trivial things that almost everybody's always looking for, like money and all that stuff, like what is like something that you don't see or hear most times people say that you feel like is something you feel like is unique that you tend to need?
There's something unique to me.
Yeah. Right now.
I don't know if this answers that question quite well, but what I crave, that I feel like a lot of people close to me don't really pay attention to as much as I do, is I like deep relationships. By deep relationships, I don't just mean like with like in romantic relationships, like generally in life. I like finding myself in relationships or settings where I'm surrounded by people that I can be very vulnerable with, very safe with. You get those kind of things. Like, I don't know if you've had this saying that says you find a certain person and that person is like a person, you can go through life with that person. So that's something I crave. I literally crave it. And each friendship that I have that is like that, I like,
you try your best to hold on to that.
Well, I won't say hold on to, because there's something about holding on to something too much. It
struggles to leave.
Exactly. So I think what I do is I pray about it and then I try to build it, because those kind of things, it takes building. So that brings me to this comment of saying that friendships, deep friendships, are like a lifetime investment for me. I want to go through life with this person. I don't want, okay, we passed this, let's say we are in school now, we passed this and then that's it. No, I want 15 years, 20 years down the line, I'm your person, you are my person. Do you understand? You could be wherever you are, but you know that if there's something that you need me and you call me, you know that I'm there. Do you get? So that's something I crave.
Wow, that's really nice. For me, it has to do with mental quietness. Up here is always quite noisy. That's why it's like, in reality, most of the time I tend to keep quiet, because like it's already noisy up here. Why also be noisy out here as well? One part of me should be quiet. So most of the time I crave mental quietness. It's like I'm either arguing with myself, or I'm chastising myself, or I'm shouting at myself right within. Do you get? So it's like what I genuinely crave most times. When people are saying that they want, I'm like, I really just need mental quietness. I need peace up there.
Personally, I think there's something we all struggle with, especially if you're someone like you think a lot, which I think a lot of medical students tend to do. Actually, I feel like a lot of us tend to overthink. Personally, what I have done to try to combat that is I journal a lot.
Really? I've heard of journaling. Most of the time, the new month, then that we enter a new month, I'll be like, I would like to journal, but most of the time I take notes on my phone, but I've not really like started journaling like on paper. The thing I do on paper now is one thing I said I'm going to be doing this year, which I started in January. Is at the end of every month, I write down one thing that I appreciate in that month.
That's gratitude.
Exactly. That's what I do every month. There's a particular part a book I have for that. But as for like daily journaling or everything,
no, it mustn't be daily. That's the beauty of it. What I've realized growing up, especially when I entered my 20s, is as an adult, anything that feeds your soul, it must not be scheduled. Actually,
as long as it works for you.
Exactly. Some people, it's just like exercise. For some people, whether they are writing exams, they are whatever is going on, they are in the gym. Some people, whatever is going on, they are cooking the meal plan, they're doing the meal prep. That is the way it works for them. Find your space and stay in it. Personally, now I journal whenever my mind is crazy. It could be because it could be due to an argument, it could be due to classes, it could be due to even personal relationships with people and with God. I just write it out, because that's the thing. When you write it out, it gives you, especially when it's out of your head,
it's like an outlet.
Exactly, it's out of your head. Then number two, it lets you think objectively. You can now say, oh, this particular thought of mine is wrong because of this, that, based on your values. This particular one is right, Get?
I guess I understand how it works, because in your head it's like shambles.
Exactly.
It's not coordinated, but when you put it down on paper,
you can put it in order. There's order.
I get. Maybe I'll try out that. Maybe to help me with my brain. Okay. How do you know when you can trust someone? Like, how do you be like, okay, I think I can finally trust this person?
I'll first start by saying I find it hard to trust people.
Me too.
In fact, my best friend always says something. She says, okay, to make yourself more accessible to people. I find it very hard to make myself accessible to people.
You really need to assess me, huh?
But then, at the same time, some people do this thing where they feel they need to give people tests and trials. I don't do that. I find it's I don't know, it's just I find it low, basically. So I don't do that. But what I feel is, that's why I don't find it easy to trust. Then secondly, how do I know when to trust you? How I know when to trust is when my mind is at peace. When I'm around you, my mind is at peace, and that is so rare to find. Believe me.
The funny thing is, I feel like
so rare to find
peace for myself sometimes, because sometimes it's just like there is peace, and I'll be like, it's too good to be true.
That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. It's not something that happens once. It's a process. You get. Every close relationship that I have now, I didn't start trusting them immediately. It takes conversation. It takes both sides, not just one side. Both sides being willing to be vulnerable together, being willing to converse together. Do you get? And it's also important that you should have a list. Like I call it a bare minimum list of somebody, of things that someone that is close to you, someone that you're letting have that much access to, you should have. Do you understand? Because I feel like each person, you have certain values and certain characters that that people exhibit that you just can't deal with.
Non-negotiable.
Exactly, for whatever reason. So whenever someone new is coming into your life, you ask yourself, okay, what does this person have? Do you understand? Then what do you admire about this person? What can I learn from this person? Do you understand? Most of my deep friendships, they started from, okay, this person has this, I want to learn this. I feel like if I'm in this area, I will grow. It could be financially, it could be as a person, it could be academically, but that person is bringing something new in my life. Do you understand? So basically, that's it for me actually. When I feel at peace in your presence, when I know that you are there, you are loyal to me, because loyalty is like so important. When I know you are loyal to me, you have my back, and you've proven it. It's not like, oh, you just say, oh, I have your back. No, you've proven it. It's a continuous thing.
Okay, for me, how I actually know to actually trust someone is kind of similar to you. Is it takes time for me to trust someone, especially when let me say that person is coming in romantically, you get, and maybe I just came out of something that is not so pleasant in my romantic aspect of my life. I have a huge wall usually built up, so it takes time to break those walls. And in the past, I've used that word to actually, push certain good people away, because even though I'm trying to trust, there's just always this voice behind my mind telling me not to, even though I feel like this person has exhibited something, like qualities that that is worthy of being trusted. But over time, what I've come to realize is, to like, human beings are going to be human beings. You just actually have to hope for the best. You're expecting the worst, but you're hoping for the best. So whenever I see these qualities in people, like, over time, I've communicated with the person, I've seen the person actually display like characteristics that I find that is really not being trusted, I just willingly just give an open flow of trust to that person and be like, okay, this person, I'm giving you this, because it won't happen over time. But when I eventually do, because my wall is usually so high, it takes time. Once I eventually bring it down, I communicate with you and tell you that I'm actually giving you this trust, but I expect this and this and this and this. And I also ask you, what do you expect from me? It's just something I had to start practicing over time, because before, my trust, I might trust you, I might not trust you, but I'll just be like friendly with you. You might.
No, that doesn't work for me.
I'm very good at acting. Like, I can act like everything is okay, but there's wall up and it's actually not good. Because you might see in that case, maybe that person actually genuine with you and the person is vulnerable. But you, because you have that wall still built up, you've not actually let yourself be vulnerable. So what I've tried to do is, if I see that person over time has been consistent, the person is consistent, it's not 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there. But that is my friend, you've been consistent with being a good friend, and then you're a potential partner, you're consistent. I just genuinely just let myself trust, because if I don't let myself trust, I won't actually. So I mentally let myself be like, okay, this person has been consistent, let's give this a go and see how
that makes sense.
What's your biggest accomplishment so far, no matter how little it is?
Biggest accomplishment so far, I have a couple. I don't know if it's okay to say that.
Yeah, it's fine.
The first one would be the job I earlier mentioned.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to get it. And it was really mentally taxing, personally. So when I finally got it, I was like, till date, I see it as an act of God's favor. So when I finally got it, I was like, it was like, oh, finally. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I think then the second one will be when I saw something I wrote published in a book, in a magazine. When I saw it, I was like, this is nice. It was a good feeling. Yeah. And those things made me feel like, okay, this is something you can do. This is something that you can achieve. So there's room for growth. There's room for increase in these aspects. So yeah.
My biggest accomplishment so far is actually being able to be vulnerable again. For the past year or so, I've been so closed off. It's like I've been receiving a lot of people's complaints. People come to me and then tell me their problems. So closed off. So this month, I had the opportunity to open to like a couple of my friends. I broke down, I cried. That was my first time, and it felt good. It felt good to know that these people that are always coming to me are willing to actually listen to me, because like, growing up the first child, I am always the one they're always coming to. You get, even my parents as well. It's like, if they have 1 or 2 misunderstandings, they come to me. It's like, so it made me grow up so much like quicker, and it also made me to feel like I'm the one that needs to be strong and not be weak. So that's been like what I've been portraying over the time. But this month, I was able to, be willing to show my vulnerable side to my friends and tell them like what I've been going through. It was like a big step for me, because I'm not usually the kind of person to open up. So that's like my biggest accomplishment so far.
Okay.
What are you still hoping to accomplish sooner or later?
What I'm hoping to accomplish?
Yes, sooner or later, no matter how little that thing might be.
Getting my second job. Looking forward to the next, paycheck from another place. Yeah, getting another publication, seeing my name written by Ogechi. Passing code and being like,
I've been waiting for you to say that. I've just been waiting for you to say that.
That thing has been in my prayers for
that
quite
is
a
an
while.
accomplishment we must accomplish.
In fact, I think passing third MB should be first. Then the other ones are second.
Definitely.
Passing third MB should be first.
For me, my hopeful accomplishments like her is first passing my third MB. Second is trying to be more consistent on YouTube. That's why I'm working really hard, because it's really hard to do that with school and everything. So now that I have the free time, I'm trying to batch film, batch edit, so that by the time I'm pumping out videos, it won't be affecting me and my school. And also another thing I want to accomplish definitely is I have a savings goal, so I'm trying to see whether I can hit that, so that I can improve my equipment on YouTube. So that's another accomplishment.
Well done.
Yeah. Does social media affect your emotions or not?
Social media, apart from when you're a fan of somebody, and they're arguing, and you want the person you are fanning to win, I think that's the highest social media can affect my emotion. But then, as I said in the beginning, social media for me is once I drop my phone, that's that.
Yeah.
The only social media that I would say that really affects me is TikTok. As it affects my time, I can still be on TikTok for like 4 or 5 hours.
That's why I don't have TikTok like that. Because I have it for posting content. That's why I have it on my tab, because I hardly use my tab. But if I have it on my phone, it's going to take
that's like
an ample of my time.
That's the highest that social media can affect me. But like my emotions, the highest is I'm fanning somebody, you say you don't like her, and I want to convince you that no, she's a good person. That's the highest for me.
Yeah, for me, social media don't like before it used to. I mean, like I said, I don't have time to be so invested in social media like that again. So because I don't have time, I'm not emotionally invested in it. So I don't think I'm that kind of girl that will be affected by social media again, especially knowing that most of the things on social media aren't real. It's planned, especially coming from a content creator. It's planned. Everything is planned. You get. So I can't let something that is planned to make me feel sad and all that. Would you rather lose all you have now and get all you fantasize about having in the future, or keep what you have now and never get any of the things you dream of having in the future?
That's a very hard question. Losing all I have now, getting what I want in the future.
Yeah.
Losing what I want in the future, getting what I have now. That's a tough question for many reasons, but then I don't even think it's possible for me personally, because a lot of what I want in the future is linked to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
The career I want in the future, I suffer around now. The kind of lifestyle I want in the future, I'm building the foundation.
But the thing here is, that's the thing about this type of question, is like you're given a choice, because right now you're working for it, right? But what if they tell you that after working for it now, you might work for it now, but you won't get into the future? So it's like you're going to have the experience, but you won't have the...
Yeah, but then what if if I say, okay, choose the one in the future, I'm letting go of med school.
No, like that's what I'm saying. You have the experience of medical school, but you won't actually be a doctor. That's the point of the question now.
Yeah, but how do you go through? How do you live the experience of med school and become a doctor?
The experience is you experience it when you get to your final year. God forbid you fail. Do you get the point now? The experience again is you experience all this you have now, and then God forbid something happens, and then you don't eventually try to like get that lifestyle you wanted, although you built it throughout this time. You get, because it's one thing for you to work. You get, like they say, your future is not in your hands.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get? So it's like it's one thing for you to work, and then God forbid at the close of the stuff you just pass away.
I don't know which one to choose, but because the way my mind works, I don't see how I can get what I want in the future without... Okay, let's take the job on, for example. How do I practice as the kind of doctor I want to practice in the future without being a med student?
That's what I'm saying. You are going to experience med school, and then towards the ending of close to being a doctor, you fail.
I'm saying is, if I choose the future one now, exactly. How do I practice without the past?
Exactly, that's actually true.
Do you understand?
But for certain things now, like people will be like, I would like to have this house and that house in the future. I would like to have the experience of traveling in the future. And right now, you've not traveled
Okay,
before.
we're talking about experiences,
Exactly,
just experiences.
Yeah.
Then I think I'll
Yeah.
choose the future one because yeah, I've had it all. I've had quite a few experiences to date, but I feel like the ones I plan to have are more than the ones I have had. That's not saying that the ones I've had don't have their quality and their memories and their nostalgia. They have those, but like I feel like the ones I'm looking towards in the future will definitely have more impact on me.
So you rather have the future than the one you have now.
Yeah, like if we're talking based on just experiences, yeah.
For me, like I said, future is something that I don't even know. When it comes to futuristic talk, we always plan, but we don't even actually know how it turns out. So I tend to play it safe when it comes to the future. I know what I'm going through now, and I know that I can handle them now. I know that the experiences I'm handling them now. Although that my dreams are big,
yeah.
But if you tell me, I'd rather stick with what I have now because it's my safe. No, it's my safe zone, and I know I'm happy. And I'm like, what if in that future there's something that is more horrible that is going to happen? Do you get something more horrible? And then they tell me that I should choose that. Maybe they're trying to save me from that thing from happening. And right now I know what is happening, and this is the thing that I can handle. Do you get? And I know what like the situation I'm in. I'm like, I know that people tell you to take risk, but this future thing, you get? I'm like, what if this person is giving me this opportunity? That
So you save you from that
exactly. So I'm like, it's better I just handle.
I get your point, but then maybe it's because of how I reason.
Yeah.
I reason in the sense that I try to avoid my safe zones.
Right.
I'm the kind of person that I prefer to do and then later I learn.
Okay.
Rather than I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, I wish I had done this thing.
Me too. I'm just talking about in the aspect of future, right? When it comes to all this future thing, I'm like, it's good though. But right now, anything I'm doing, I actually do it one step at a time, hoping for the best. You get? Because most of the time, if I put a timeline or I put in like something in the future, like between now and now, I have to achieve this. If I don't achieve, the disappointment is massive. So I usually give myself the leverage of now, of experiencing everything in the now. Everything I'm experiencing in the now. Tomorrow has its own. Until when we get to tomorrow,
every
we face
step
tomorrow.
has its own.
Let's handle today. Leave tomorrow for God. And then I just stay in the now. When we reach that future, we'll handle it. But for now, let me just stick to my now. But yeah, what are you most thankful for in life aside from family?
Okay, aside from family,
Yeah,
God.
definitely important.
I feel like everything great in my life is linked to Him. Everything. Things I consider very personal, my growth as a person, my growth in med school, spiritual life, my people, you get the relationships I've built with them, the support they show me, the love they have for me. Even like little things, like you know how you just maybe you're going to front gate and you're like, Oluwa, as I'm going there, let me just see keke. And you step out and you see keke. That thing does not work for everybody. So I feel like everything great and good and pure in my life,
It's like favor.
exactly, it's Him.
Yeah.
Do you get? So yeah, you have to be good.
Definitely, me too. Not to sound cliche, but me too. God. Because I know there are situations where I never knew that I would come out.
Yes, exactly.
But when I pray, there's just the sense of peace and reassurance I get after praying.
It's just like He tells you, calm down.
Yeah,
I can solve
I
it.
got you.
Yes.
So definitely God. Because if not for Him, I would not crazy in this medical.
No more.
I would have gone crazy. So yeah, definitely God. If you've gotten to this point of the video, it's obvious you're enjoying it. Why have you not liked? Like
And subscribe.
Turn your post notification bell because your girl posts every Sunday on this platform. So every Sunday, come here and check. I have post for you. Like I said, I'm going to try to be consistent. Okay, do go ahead and check out the podcast series. Go and check out the other episodes that I've been dropping. More knowledge, wisdom, and understanding has been poured into the video. And go ahead and check out my other videos on this channel. I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Until then, adios. Bye.